Hari Om. Pranams to all the Atma Bandhus. Thank you, Vani and Vasu, for this wonderful opportunity. It's always a pleasure to come on this forum and share whatever little I have gathered with all the subjects that we are dealing with. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Really. Thank you all for logging in. So, as Vaniji mentioned, um, prayer first. Yes. Narayana Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantam Punah Punah. So, Adi Shankara, of course, we all know him as the author of many scriptures, and he has written commentaries on all the Upanishads and the Brahma Sutras. And the very name Shankara denotes auspiciousness. Sham karoti iti Shankaraha. Just listen to the name Shankara and you are blessed. Shankaroti iti Shankaraha. So this very compassionate Acharya, all of 5 years old when he left his home in search of a guru, on the banks of the Narmada he finds his guru Govinda Bhagavat Pada, and then his journey begins. As we all know, short span of 32 years he has achieved a lot, and with his grace he had immense compassion for all of humankind. He said, why are you all suffering like this? And he made all efforts to give the way out of suffering. So all the scriptures, all the acharyas and everyone keeps telling us that if you have to be happy, you have to get rid of the ego. So what is this ego? And I mean, it's very difficult to catch hold of this ego. So we don't know the way out of misery, because we don't know what is this ego. So there's a nice anecdote to illustrate what this ego is. This Tenzing and Hillary, the Indians who first reached the peak of Mount Everest, they thought they were the first ones who had reached there. But apparently, you know what they found on top of the Himalayas? They found a kaka shop selling chai. Chaya. What does it mean? It says that wherever I go in search of happiness, mountain peak, bottom of the sea, wherever, on the moon, wherever I go, I carry my ego with me. That is the ego. This ego is in what form? So to understand this, the masters say, every name and form that we know is ego. Every name and form is ego. So they say, where does your ego hide? It is in this mobile phone, my mobile phone. It is in the chair that I sit on. This is my favorite chair. This is my favorite pillow. This is my favorite, shopping center. Everything. And this is what I don't like. All my likes and dislikes, this is where my ego is hiding. Wherever I impose my thoughts on Ishvara Shrishti. What is Ishvara Shrishti? The way God made the world. It is just what it is. But I impose my views on it. No, that is the ego. Isn't it? So, this ego is what all our effort of finding happiness is to efface the ego, whereas Bhaja Govindam Mudhamate, Shankara calls us Mudhas, because we are using the ego to run behind happiness. So this ego eludes us. Why? Because our Prabhuji says the ego is a ghost. It's not there at all. It's an illusion. Now this is double the problem. Number one, I don't know what is the ego. Number two, I am told it is not there at all. Number three, I am told because of the ego you are suffering. So what is the way out? It's highly confusing, isn't it? So all the masters again, they tell us this ego that you want to efface is not outside. It has to be found inside you. And it can be destroyed not by going to the mountain peaks or to, into the depths of a cave or wherever. It can be destroyed only when you go inside. Where shall I go? This ego, it is like a ghost. And again, it's a very interesting way of putting it is, looking for the ego is like looking for a dark, black cat on a new moon night by a blind man. So it is that hopeless finding the ego. So the only way to completely get rid of this ghost is to go inward and sit in the heart. Why? What is there in the heart? It is in the heart that God is also hiding. This God is also afraid of ego. He is not out there sitting in all the temples and all these places that we think he is sitting. He says, these people, they bother me with all their requirements. All I get from them is prayer. I want this, I want that. So it's another, joke. They say, God is hiding in your heart. So put your ego also in your heart. Go to the heart center and pray. That is when the ego will get effaced. How should I do that? Bhaja Govindam. So this is the simple remedy given by Shankaracharya. I don't know how to pray. Just say Govinda's name. That itself is auspicious. So this Govinda, the word Govinda, has three meanings. Go, as we all know, is a cow. Very nice product. Go. Cow is a very holy figure for us Sanatanis. Go. All the devatas are in the cow. Go also means the senses. So Govinda means the protector of cows, number one. That is our Lord Krishna. And the Lord of the senses. Govinda, the one who knows what is going on in our head. He is the Lord of our senses, Krishna. And Go also means wisdom. So the giver of wisdom is also Govinda. So Bhaja Govindam. So Govinda Bhagavat Pada is also the name of Sri Shankaracharya's Paramaguru. Govinda Bhagavat Pada is his Guru. So by saying Bhaja Govindam, Shankaracharya is doing namana to his Guru also, to Lord Krishna also, and giving us the teaching also. So this is how Shankara was deeply concerned for his fellows. We have seen the first shloka, isn't it? The fellows chanting Dukring Karane. So in this verse, which we saw last occasion, Bhaja Govindam, Mudhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Rakshati Dukring Karane. So this old man who is chanting Dukring Karane, Shankara takes pity on him and says, don't waste your time. Death is at hand. Make use of your life. What should I do? That's the whole of Bhaja Govindam. And the discourse that continues will be about what we are supposed to do with life. So in this, when he's chanting this Dukring Karane, which is a very complicated Sanskrit grammar sutra, the ego of this man is sitting in his intellectual accomplishments. So we are here, we are trying to find out where all our ego is sitting. In our CV, it is sitting in my CV. Like Vani told a lot about me in the beginning of this session. So all those places, my ego is sitting. I do this, I do that. All this is there. So before we dive deep, This Bhaja Govindam is also called as the Moha Mudgara. Moha is, of course, the attachment, delusive attachment to things, to the world, to people around us. Mudgara is the hammer which pounds on this attachment. Again and again and again, Shankara keeps telling us, Mudhamate, stop this stupidity. Drop your attachment, drop your delusion. That is Mudgara, Moha Mudgara. It's also called as a Dvadasha Manjari because only 12 shlokas of this, 12 or 13 according to different sources, are composed by Adi Shankara on the banks of the Ganga in Kashi. And the rest of it were added by his disciples. So we have some 32 to 33 shlokas, but we will take only the 12 main shlokas given by Shankaracharya and see what it has to tell us. So we saw this work. Why is collecting intellectual knowledge a waste of time? Again, a little episode from the Chandogya Upanishad. So in this Upanishad, the father, Uddalaka, is a sage, is an enlightened master. And he had sent his son Shvetaketu to the Gurukula to learn the scriptures and whatnot, as was the pratha in those times. And this boy, after 12 years of rigorous training, he comes back full of ahankara, full of this illusory ego. He comes back. And the father senses that, this fellow has come, his head weight has become more after he has come back from the Gurukula. So he asks him, what have you learned? So the boy gives a list. I've learned this, physics, chemistry, mathematics, whatever they were teaching in the Gurukula, the Vedas, the scriptures. What have you? I have mastered everything. So he says that. And the father, Uddalaka, asks him just one question. Okay, but have you learned that by which everything can be known? A very cryptic question. What can you answer? Do you have the knowledge of that by which the unheard can be heard, the unseen can be seen, the unknowable can be known? All these kind of cryptic questions the father asks. Then Shvetaketu said, no, what I have learnt in school is Dukring Karane, isn't it? Or whatever secular knowledge has been given to me. So, father says, what's the use? Will this knowledge liberate you from the fear of death? Will it help you overcome sorrow? Will it give you peace? Has it stopped your mind from, going about like a yo-yo? Is it dependent on the world? Is it dependent on the sense organs, your world? Then all the knowledge that you have gained, my dear Shvetaketu, is of no use. Sri Ramana calls it as Pullarivu. We have seen this also. Pullarivu means, Pullu means grass in Tamil. Ramana says all the secular knowledge, the worldly knowledge is like as useless as dry grass. In his Aksharamana Malai, he says, Pullari Vedurai, Nallari Vedurai, Pullidavai, Arul Arunachala. Means, tell me what is the lowly knowledge. Pullarivu. That is useless knowledge. And what is good knowledge? Nallarivu. Then make me attain the Nallarivu. Please give me that knowledge by knowing which everything can be known. Oh Arunachala. That is the prayer. So that is why Shankara is admonishing all of us who are behind intellectual pursuits after a point of time. See, a young child, a youth, or even a Gruhastha who is earning for his family, definitely he needs all the secular knowledge for his livelihood. But after a while, one has to drop such things, and especially if one has come to this session, one is in satsang, it's time to drop it and go behind that knowledge which is of use to us, isn't it? So we can start slowly. How do I do it? If that is the question, the same Bhagavad Gita gives many answers. One of these is this Bhagavad Gita Kinchidadita. Start slowly. Start reading the Bhagavad Gita little by little, one verse per day. Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita. Just sip a drop of Ganges water. That means introduce some bhakti into your life. When I'm sipping water, let me think of Ganga Jala. Sakridapiyena Murari Samarcha. So just say namaskara to that Murari at least once. Kriyate tasya yamena. Just do these things and Yama will not have any quarrel with you. Means what? You will lose your fear of death because Bhagavan will take care. You have done these things, then I will take care of you. So simple. The formula is very simple. What this Bhagavad Gita, what Acharya is giving us, at least this, if we do it, Bhaja Govindam, we make a start. Okay, then this we had seen in the previous class, so we are going fast. Now we'll take the second verse for the day. Mudha jahihi dhanagama trishnam. O fool, give up the thirst to amass wealth. Kuru sadbuddhim manasi vitrishnam. Devote your mind to dispassion and thoughts of the real. Yallabase nija karma upattam. Whatever you earn with your actions, dharmic actions, vittam tena vinodaya chittam. Entertain. You enjoy your life with that wealth. No problem. Be content with the wealth that you have earned in dharmic means. So, in this verse, where is the ego hiding? It is sitting in my bank account. Ego is sitting in the bank account. It is first, intellectual pursuits, don't do it. Acharya is telling us. Second, don't give too much importance to amassing wealth, craving for wealth. Jahihi, mudha. See, this word mudha is coming very often. Because this is mudgara, moha mudgara, no, he's hitting us with a hammer. You stupid fool, stop going behind your bank account. Dhana agama trishna. Trishna is a thirst. Dhana agama, from where will I get my next meal? That kind of, don't become so obsessed with wealth. See, this is only talking about Dhana agama trishna, means how am I going to earn wealth? From where will the next, what will I do to earn wealth? That is the point here. Earning wealth is not to be dismissed. That is not being condemned here by Acharya. He is saying, don't be too preoccupied with money, power, fame, and all these things which bind me to the world. Kuru sadbuddhim, think. Use your talents and your life in this sadbuddhi here, it says, use your talents to earn wealth in a dharmic manner. Manasi vitrishnam, stop the craving. Yallabase nija karma means dharmic way of attaining wealth. Vittam tena vinodaya chittam. Vittam means wealth. Tena, through that wealth, vinodaya chittam, vinodaya, happy, enjoy. Who's saying don't enjoy? But don't make it a preoccupation in your life. So, to dive into this a little more, see, in our Sanatana Dharma, the mandate for a Gruhastha is what? You have to take care of your family. And Gruhastha Ashrama is that ashrama which is supporting all the other three ashramas, isn't it? Brahmacharya, it is supporting the youngsters in the family. And then the Vanaprastha, the elders in the family also it is supporting. And sannyasis also. Sannyasis in earlier time, they used to go for bhiksha. And who is giving them bhiksha? The Gruhasthas. So this Gruhastha Ashrama is very, very sacred. And the Gruhastha has to have enough money for his own well-being as well as for the well-being of society. And earning wealth is also a talent. And earning wealth dharmically is a bigger talent and it's a bigger blessing. All that is perfectly fine because the Icha and the Kriya and the Jnana Shakti to earn wealth is also given by the Divine Mother, given by God only. I have to do this, I have to learn this. All this is given by Mother only. And Krishna also declares, I am that desire in you which is in line with dharma, he says in Bhagavad Gita. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava, he says, isn't it? So everything is fine, but do not fall prey to greed, isn't it? That is what Shankara is saying here. In Bhagavatam, it says, one should earn just enough wealth to fill your stomach. Huh? Very, very, very severe statements are there in our scriptures if we dive deep. Just have enough for your need, not greed. Yavat bhriyeta jataram. So much you should eat, only so much that fills your tummy. Don't stuff yourself. Only that much which can fill my stomach, you should eat. Same principle should be applied across. Tavat swatvam. Only that much is mine. See, you might have 100, you might go for a buffet, lunch or dinner, paying thousands of rupees, 3,000, 4,000, whatever in a 5-star hotel. But can you eat everything that is there? No. Only you can eat only so much that your stomach can be filled. So just apply that logic for even earning wealth. Adhikam yo abhimanyeta, one who craves for more than that, sahasthenaha, they say, he is a thief. Even craving for more, I wish I could have had one more jamun. No, stop that craving. Sahasthenaha, he is a thief and he deserves to be punished. Such severe words are used in the Bhagavatam for a greedy fellow. And in another place also it says, just have enough worldly possessions with which you are comfortable. That is nice, he says, that's a very reasonably told. Do not toil excessively. So that is another problem with our current generation. Earning, going to work, coming late at night, no time to enjoy. So they should also learn when to stop. You're not a beast of burden. Don't live like that, as if the whole entire world's problems are on my shoulders. Isn't it? So what do I do after I free up my time? Where without this, I have enough wealth, I have earned enough. What should I do? Bhaja Govindam. So, okay, another question you might ask, why is earning wealth, why is it a problem? So again, here is an anecdote. So this Lakshmi, wealth is Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth is Lakshmi. So there was a Maharaja who was a very prosperous king, very dharmic king. He was looking after his praja very well. And Narayana and Lakshmi they're sitting in Vaikunta, very full time pass they do all the time. So they're sitting and they're talking about this man. They say, Narayana says, let us test this fellow. How much of a bhakta he is of mine. So Lakshmi says, he is not your bhakta, he is my bhakta. Narayana says, no. See, he's so prosperous and he's so dharmic also. That means he loves me also. He loves me more. Then they have a pandya. And so Vishnu goes down. So he goes down to the Maharaja's palace and says, look, I have come to reside with you. And the Maharaja is thrilled to bits. Oh my God, the Lord Vishnu himself has come to live in my house. And so he orders for his, for the huge palatial room, suite, to be vacated, to be decorated. And he invites Vishnu to come and live there, be comfortably, gives him everything. Then after a while, Lakshmi comes down. Lakshmi comes. She says, I have come to live with you, Maharaja. The Maharaja is even more thrilled. What does he do with Vishnu? You go, Lakshmi, you come. And so he makes Lakshmi sit in that room and he provides one more palace for her. So Vishnu is very upset. He says, okay, Baba, here I don't think I have any place in this man's mansion. And he goes. Vishnu leaves the place. So what happens then? Lakshmi goes behind him. What is the meaning of this? Lakshmi stays only where there is Vishnu, only where there is Narayana. What is Narayana? conscious Chaitanya. If I am not paying attention to that God within me, nothing can be mine forever. Lakshmi also goes where Narayana goes, isn't it? Lakshmi also vacates the place where there is no Narayana, there is no Lakshmi also. She cannot be alone. That is what this verse is telling us. Bring them together. In fact, you don't even have to woo Lakshmi. You woo Narayana, Lakshmi will come on her own. If Lakshmi also goes away along with Narayana, what happens? Alakshmi will come. Alakshmi is what? Daridrya. Daridra Lakshmi will come. Another sideline joke. So this Lakshmi and Alakshmi had a fight, sisters. Okay. Lakshmi is beautiful, of course, and auspicious. Alakshmi says, even I'm beautiful. She is very jealous. Why everyone is calling this sister of mine? Why are they not calling me? And so they go to a poor man's house and say, Lakshmi says, look, you have to decide which of us is beautiful. Whomever you choose, we will stay here with you. Okay, this poor man is very thrilled, first of all, that Lakshmi has come and is also in a quandary. I cannot make both of them angry. Then what if I say Alakshmi is beautiful, then she will stay. What if I say Lakshmi is beautiful, Alakshmi will get angry. And then he's a dvandva. Then he's very clever. He says, both of you are beautiful. Lakshmi, when you come, you look beautiful. And Alakshmi Devata, when you're going, you look very beautiful. So that's just a joke. But this is what it is. See, in our Sanatana Dharma, all the gods that we worship, they are with their spouses, isn't it? Shiva with Parvati. We need Shakti also, and they represent the Purusha Prakriti Tattva, isn't it? So we need both. That is what it is. So don't go just after what the Prakriti represents only the worldly aspects for sake of understanding. So if we run only behind worldly objects and you leave behind the tattva behind it, then it's no use. That is what's wrong with dhana agama trishna. Okay. Then, so what should I do with that kuru sadbuddhim manasi vitrishna yallabhase nija karma upatam? The wealth that I have acquired through dharmic means, vittam tena vinojayat chittam. So you enjoy, but also, what shall I do with the excess wealth? Give it away. Give it away. That's what the scriptures say. There are two things that we have to do with the wealth that we have. See, in certain customs, for example, in Christian they have to give a certain percentage of their wealth to charity. Even I think in Islam, they have to give. In our thing, it's a voluntary thing. You give or you don't give, nobody is going to ask you. But actually, the scriptures have mandated that. You have to give. You can do upayoga of your wealth and also bhoga. But it is said, wealth is for upayoga, not bhoga. Excessive bhoga is not to be done. That is what the scriptures, Dharma says that. Just think about it. Happiness is in enjoying or in giving. If we just think about our own actions, we feel more happy when we are giving away something. No? When we see the smile on the face of a person who doesn't have something and we give it, it's a different level of happiness that we have. So let us do upayoga of our wealth, less of bhoga, more of upayoga. There is an anecdote about Yudhishthira when he was doing the Rajasuya Yajna. So what do these kings do in the Yajna? They give away, they distribute the wealth to the Brahmanas and all the other people who have gathered there. So in hordes, in droves, people come to take alms, to take their gifts from the Raja. And so this after the Rajasuya Yajna, there'll be a lot of wealth will be collected with the Maharaja. And so, you know whom Yudhishthira appoints to give away the wealth? He appoints Duryodhana. Why? Duryodhana, it is not his wealth, no. So he will give happily. Togo. He will give everyone. It is not mine anyway. You take it. But if he himself has to give, maybe he will keep it back a little. So Yudhishthira had that integrity. This wealth that I have acquired is for the praja. I have to give it back to them. So that is what is upayoga versus bhoga. Lakshmi will not flow if she is locked up. She cannot be locked up in the first place. She is always chanchala. She is flowing. So before she leaves you, I better give it with great reverence to those who need her. Tena tyaktena bhunjita, it is said. In the Ishavasya, he said, give up everything and enjoy. Kaupinavantaha khalu bhagyavantaha, it is said. The one who has the least possessions is the happiest fellow. Another anecdote of how the Mahatmas who are living this truth, what is their attitude? When we look at the lives of the Mahatma, we come to know where we are and where they are. We can map our life to their life. Swami Vivekananda. His contemporary was another Swami called Swami Ramatirtha. So before this, Ramatirtha became an enlightened Swami and started his own mission and all that, he had gone to meet Vivekananda and he was mightily impressed with that varchas of this, youth. He was a young man. Vivekananda was a young man, full of tejas and so austere. He was a very commanding figure, inspiring figure. And so Ramatirtha was an educated, foreign educated, individual. And he gave Vivekananda a pocket watch. He wanted to give him something. So he gave a pocket watch to Vivekananda. Those days, I'm sure, very expensive. And so Vivekananda looked at it, appreciated it. And he put it, instead of putting it into his pocket, Vivekananda put it back into Ramatirtha's pocket. And he said, it looks nice in this pocket. Let it be in that pocket. It doesn't matter in which pocket it is. See, it doesn't matter in which pocket the wealth is. It is being used, it is being enjoyed. Why should it be in my pocket for me to enjoy it? Tena tyaktena bhunjita. Why can't I enjoy by renouncing? That kind of elevate, that kind of thought process these people had. Even Ramana Maharshi's life is full of such wonderful, pointers for all of us. As we all know, Ramana Maharshi always used to go about in a kaupina, just a loincloth and one angavastram, and he had a stick and a kamandala. That's all for his entire life. That was the only possessions he had. So somebody asked him, why are you going around only with a kaupina? Meaning, they wanted to ask, why aren't you dressed more properly? Why can't you put on more clothes? But Ramana said, I wear this kaupina because the world wants me to wear. Otherwise I wouldn't want that also. This is the kind of this is the heights of renunciation one can reach. If that is the height, where am I? I can start small. I can start giving. He will take care. Yogakshemam vahamyam. Lord has given. When will he take care of my Yogakshema? When I Bhaja Govindam. Isn't it? Bhaja Govindam mudhamati. He will take care. One more anecdote, very interesting anecdote. So there is this sage who is meditating in the austere caves of the Himalayas. Why? Because he likes it. He doesn't want to do anything else in life. So he is sitting and meditating. And Lord Shiva is very happy. He appears before him. And he says, I'm very happy with your meditation. Ask. Any boon you want, ask. I shall grant. That man says, Are Bapre, I didn't want you to come. Why did you come? I didn't call you. Then why are you sitting and meditating on me? Because I like to do it. But Shiva says, nothing doing now that I have come. You have to, I'm granting you 4 boons. Okay? 4. You have to ask. Otherwise, this Parvati, my wife, she's the one, she's my conscience keeper. She keeps telling me, see, that old man is meditating, you're not going. She's the one who instigates Shiva to go and give darshana to everyone. So Shiva says, I cannot go home without giving you the boons. Mother will not like it. So ask. So this sage grant me because you're insisting, I'm asking. He is telling God. Only because he's insisting, I'm telling you, let me not lack for bhiksha. Whenever I go for bhiksha, let me get something. Okay. Sometimes we don't even on those heights, icy tops of the Himalayas, you will not even get bhiksha sometimes. So he says, okay, please grant me 1 bhiksha per day. Number 1. Number 2, one small cow peanut to cover myself, because rats and all these, they'll eat it off. So all the time, let me have something to cover myself. Number 3, let me always have a roof above my head to sleep. Some cave which is not infested with bears and stuff. Let me find a nice place to sleep. Not even nice. Let me have a safe place to sleep, to weather me from the weather. And then 4th boon is, if I ask any other thing, do not grant. Apart from this roti kapda makan, please don't grant any other desire of mine. Look at the heights of renunciation that Bhaja Govindam takes us to. This is the top, this is the ideal. That kind of renunciation, this Bhaja Govindam will take us. One more verse which sings about the glory of a renunciate, because this is the verse which is not written by Shankara, it is attributed to his disciple called Nityananda. Suramandira taru moola nivasaha shayya bhutalam ajinam vasaha sarva parigraha bhogatyagaha kasya sukham na karoti viraga. So this verse is glorifying that vairagya, the renunciate who just dropped everything, most peaceful fellow. There is no dhana agama trishna, nothing. Suramandira taru moola nivasaha, sheltering in temples or under trees. Shayya bhutalam ajinam vasaha, sleeping on a naked ground, wearing only a deer skin. Sarva parigraha bhogatyagaha, renouncing all ideas of possession and thirst to enjoy. Kasya sukham na karoti viragaha. Why will such a person not be happy? This is exactly the opposite of what we feel on a regular basis. If I don't have this, how can I be happy? Isn't it? That is the way I think. But this is the way a sage thinks. I have nothing, I am very happy. Because God will take care. His only wealth is Bhaja Govindam. See, this Tapovan Maharaj, who was the guru of Swami Chinmayananda. Very beautiful anecdote is there about this Tapovan Maharaj. He is on his way to the Himalayas, and he's on his way, he has to pass through a village which is famous for robbers. People are scared to pass through that village because invariably these highway bandits, they will take all your possessions and send you packing. So this Tapovan Maharaj is also going, and he's waylaid by a bandit, and he finds nothing on this man. Tapovan says, okay, take it. I have this kamandalu, I have this water, and I have this vastra. Take it. Then the robber is very embarrassed. Arey, what am I doing? I am robbing this sannyasi, a monk. And so on the contrary, Tapovan Maharaj asked him, can you give me some bhiksha? I'm hungry. He's asking the robber. So the robber is extremely embarrassed. And of course, he gives him bhiksha and all that. But see, this is the fearlessness that comes with non-possession. Fearless, utterly fearless. Even while doing Narmada Parikrama, apparently there will be robbers waiting to rob you of your possessions. Their logic is, if you are doing Narmada Parikrama, you have to just do Nama Japa and go. Not carry snacks, biscuits, chai, pani, all that you should not take. And so they will divest you of all your all these bhogas. According to them, it's a bhoga, especially when you are doing Narmada Parikrama. And then they will send you. But if you are really going, doing Nama Japa and going sincerely, the same robbers will treat you like God. They will give you everything you want and they will help you to do the Parikrama. So they'll treat the empty-handed people like gods. These are the kind of things it's nice to know about these things. Is it even possible to live like that? Yes, it is. That is why we are looking at the lives of Mahatmas. One more verse from the Gita, from the Bhagavad Bhaja Govindam. Same sentiment. Again, this one is attributed to another Shishya. Ratyacharpata Virachita Kantaha. Wearing a garment of tattered rags fallen on the road. Punya apunya vivarjita pantaha. The one who walks the path beyond merit and demerit. Yogi yoga niyojita chittaha. Whose mind is joined in perfect union with its goal. Yogi yoga niyojita chittaha. Chitta is the mind and it is in union with God. Ramate balon maddava eva. He rejoices in divine bliss like a wild, crazed, wild child. Innocent child, very happy. So this is the sign of a yogi. Okay, so these were just allied shlokas, which I thought would go with this, because we are only doing 12 main shlokas of the Acharya, and these are the other shlokas given by the Shishyas. Okay. Verse number 3. Let us see. In this verse, where is my ego sitting? This is what I have to ask at every point of time. What is Shankara telling me? F is the ego. And where is your ego? In all these things. Nari sthanabara nabhidesham društva magha mohavesham etan mamsa vasadi vikaram manasi vichintaya varam varam. What is this? This is for the kama vasana. Kama vasana. Nari sthanabhara nabhidesham. Seeing the weighty bosoms and navels of young maidens. See, we have to remember that Acharya was talking mainly to men. And so he's addressing the men here. So at these times you can apply to women also. Drishtva magha mohavesham. You see a beautiful man, you see a beautiful woman. Don't fall prey to moha, maddening delusion. Yetam mamsa vasadi vikaram. What else? This body is nothing but modification of flesh and fat. Moode mamsada tadike. Manasi vichintaya varam varam. Reflect well again and again and again in your mind. This is the advice given by Shankara for Kama Vasana. This Kama Vasana, we have to admit, is the most terrible thing that it is plaguing our society, isn't it? When we read the paper, how many young women are falling prey to this Kama Vasana, unbridled Kama Vasana. Kama Turanam na bhayam na lajja. They don't even wait, na bhayam na lajja. It's the worst vasana. That's the worst place the ego can sit. Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna sabudbhavaha mahashano mahapatma viddeyam ihavairinam. Krishna also in no uncertain terms, he condemns this kama vasana. He says, because of this kama, you get krodha also. If it's not fulfilled, you get angry. Maha ashana. This is an all-devouring vasana that you have. It devours what? My viveka, it devours. My discretion, my discernment, it just takes away. And Mahapatma, it is sinful. Mahachano, Mahapatma, Iha Vairinam. It is an enemy of the entire world. This Kama Krodha is what makes the world go round and makes enemies out of friends. This lust, unbridled lust, is the problem of lust. Means not just kama vasana, it's lust for power, greed. It says, the scriptures say there are 3 doorways to hell: kama, krodha, lobha. 3 doorways, bas ho gaya. 3 doorways to hell. Viveka will go, it's a way out for the Viveka through these 3 doors. In our scriptures also, we have the stories of, we have many examples where this kama vasana has led to the downfall of that entire dynasty. Pandu Maharaja, what did he do? He had left his kingdom itself because he was cursed, isn't it? He said, his curse was, you should not indulge in kama vasana at all, otherwise you will die. Despite such a curse, that urges, that kama vasana is so strong that he falls prey to it and he dies. See, one has to be so careful before it rises and takes root in me. It has to be conquered. It has to be recognized. Once you recognize it, it is conquered. Story of Yayati. He was more luckier than Pandu. He wanted more bhoga, more bhoga, more bhoga. So fortunately, his son became, they exchanged roles. And Yayati again became a young man. Puru, his name. And then for thousands of years, he enjoys his youth. And then finally, at last, he realizes it's a waste of time. It is not giving me pleasure. It's only increasing the temptation. That is another problem with this kama vasana. It is never satiated. It only fuels the fire. And it is very dissatisfying. That is, satiation is not there. There is no end to it. So these are all the negative things about kama vasana. But the same kama vasana can elevate you also. For example, Goswami Tulsidas, what did he do? He was totally infatuated with his wife Ratnavali, very beautiful woman, granted. The husband was totally infatuated, obsessed with her. He had a garment shop, this Tulsidas, before he became Tulsidas. Tulsi, his name was Tulsi only. He had a garment shop, and every garment, when he's showing the ladies who come, he says, this sari looks beautiful on my Ratnavali. Instead of doing Bhaja Govindam, he was doing Bhaja Ratnavali all the time. And then Ratnavali cannot bear the attention she is getting from this from the husband all the time. She takes the breaks and goes to her mother's house. What does Tulsi do? He cannot bear the separation. So he crosses the river holding on to a log. What is that log? In the dark of the night, when it's a stormy night, he doesn't care. He doesn't even wait for morning. He holds on to that log of wood, which is actually a corpse. But this Kamathura fellow, he doesn't even recognize it's a corpse. Na bhayam. And then this wife is on the first floor of the parents' house. So he climbs up to the window, holding what? A snake. He thinks it's a rope. This is what Kama Vasana does. And Ratnavali, in one sentence, dismisses him. He said, if this much Shraddha, dedication he had shown to your Rama. He was a scholar. He had written, he was a priest also. The same Rama that you worship, if you had given more attention to him, you would have been enlightened. She tells him, and that is how Goswami is born. He becomes a enlightened man. So this brahmacharya is highly recommended for those on the spiritual path. Again, it is not condemned. This dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamaha asmi. Krishna also says, I am the kama which is in line with dharma. So grihasthashrama, definitely kama is allowed. But Kamadeva is not evil. Like we recalled earlier, the grihasthashrama is the one which supports all the other ashramas. But stick to dharma. Don't have the trishna for it. So what shall I do then? Solution for this. So in the same shloka, Acharya is saying, Manasi vichantaya varam varam. Think, you just think about what is this kama I have? For what am I having kama? Just dwell on, you just dwell on this problem that you have. What am I going after? Another example of Queen Madalasa. Very beautiful woman. Wait, I think I have a picture of hers. Queen Madalasa. Okay. Queen Madalasa was a very lovely woman. She was an enlightened queen. There was another Maharaja who lusted after her. And he comes. Same. Bhayam Nalajja. He straight away comes to her and tells her, I want you to be mine. These Maharajas have an attitude that if I ask something, I'll get it. They don't even consider no for an answer. This Madalasa, so she doesn't say no. She takes one look at him and why do you want me? Because you're so beautiful. I just can't. I have to have you. And so she says, okay, come back after 15 days. She tells the Raja, okay, you come back after 15 days. I will not say no. And so, done. Maharaja is very happy. He goes to come back after 15 days. And then, in the 15 days, Madalasa hurts herself and bones. The once beautiful girl, a lady, now becomes a tick. And she's ready for, after end of 15 days, she's ready for this Maharaja. He comes and he's looking, where is Madalasa? Where is Madalasa? She's standing there, I am Madalasa. Hurry, what happened to you? And she said, look, I am here, she said. And she has a table on which she has kept 5 jars. In the 5 jars, there is rotten food. Another jar has bones. The third one has water, liquid. The 5th one has feces. Like this. All these 5 jars has things from a human's body. Obviously, the Maharaja is repulsed. He had to puke. He can't. What are you offering? This, you wanted this? No. You said you wanted me. Take it. Take the 5 jars and go. She tells him, there is no difference between this body and what is lying in these jars. This is what, when Acharya is saying, Manasi vichintaya varam varam. Again and again and again, reflect well on what is my body made up of. Why am I spending so much of time with my body? And dressing it up so beautifully. Please, again, nothing has to be misunderstood here. Please just, but don't become obsessed about it. Is what Acharya is telling us. Don't become obsessed about it. The same Acharya says in another in another occasion, he tells these Kamatura people, fortunately your body is covered with a beautiful skin. Otherwise, crows will come and attack you. It is flesh. Crows are not attacking because you have a skin. Thank God. Otherwise, you're just a flesh packet. These are the things we have to reflect. When we worry too much about, I used to be like this, I used to be like that, look at me now. Not necessary is what we have to learn from this shloka. Swami Chinmayananda had a new disciple. Another anecdote which I heard recently. Okay. And so, Chinmaya, that young man comes and tells the Swami, why are you asking people not to, wearing this kashaya vastra? Why should they wear? Why can't they dress properly? Huh? Why are you? And Chinmayananda heard this fellow gossiping with another disciple. To look at this man, he doesn't look like any enlightened being, something. He was making some he was talking about Chinmayananda, it was light tones. So Chinmayananda, he called this fellow on, not immediately, the next day, and he gave a a bottle and says, please go and give this to Miss Radha. This is in Mumbai. He gives the address of this Miss Radha and he says, you go and give it to her. Huh? This boy is, see, I knew this was a Dongi sannyasi. He has one Miss Radha also, hidden away somewhere. And for all of us, he is looking like a sannyasi wearing all these clothes, saffron robes. Huh? So thinking like this fellow takes the bottle and he sits on the train and he is going to give that package to Miss Radha. And in the, he can't wait to see what is in that bottle. Huh? He removes the bottle. He removes it from the packet and he says, it's a perfume. Expensive perfume. This sannyasi is giving perfume to this girl, Miss Radha. And so he opens the bottle and he smells it. What it is urine sample. Chinmayananda has put urine sample in it. And this Miss Radha is a lab assistant. He is going. So, what is the message? Then this man comes running back. So, Swamiji, I did this, I'm sorry. So Chinmayananda says, do not look at the packaging. You're just looking at the packaging. This flesh is just the packaging. The skin is just the packaging. You're looking at that and you're making all sorts of, judgments about people. Don't do it. Look at the Chaitanya within. Dive deeper and you will find the divine. Just see the surface, you will just find is all this nonsense. So this is what we have to manasi vichintaya varam varam. Every time and on every occasion, we have to dwell on these thoughts. What is this body? What is wealth? What is everything? We have to think. Bhaja Govindam. So what should I do? Kamavasana. This is Kamavasana. I cannot deny it. So what shall I do? Simple solution given by all the Mahatmas. Offer it to God. See? We think, no. God has to be only given good things. Offer everything to God. He has given you that vasana also given by Him. You give it to Him, back to it. Don't suppress it. Ramakrishna used to say, when you are overcome by Kamavasana, clap your hands and sing the name of God. All the Mahatmas have only one thing to say, Bhaja Govindam. It's a one-stop solution for all our problems. Again, Kama applies to all the desires that we have. The Sugriva and Vali, when they were fighting, we know that Vali had this special power. What power? He had the power to take away 50% of the opponent's, Shakti. He had that power. That is why Sugriva could never defeat Vali. So what is this Vali? What does it stand for metaphorically? He is the sense objects. So when Sugriva, I'm looking at the world, half my power is gone. It is leaking out to the world. It leaves me weak. That is why who can rescue only Rama? Who can kill the Vali? Who can kill Vali, the sense object, the Rama Bana? How will Rama come to my rescue? Bhaja Govindam. Mameva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. Again, Bhagavad Gita. This Maya, this sense objects, this world, everything is created by me only. And without seeking my refuge, you can never cross across this ocean. Mayam etam taranti. You cannot do it by yourself. I have to come rescue you. So, if I'm really serious about spiritual progress, I have to Bhaja Govindam. How? Atmaiva hi Atmano Bandhu. I have to tell him, I have to convince my mind. I have to train the mind to look at itself instead of looking at the world. Turn to God. Turn to Vidyamaya. One more beautiful anecdote of Ramanujacharya. I'm sure we have heard it earlier, but it is worth recalling. This Ramanujacharya in Srirangam, every evening there used to be a of the god around the temple. So Ramanuja would lead that procession, and everyone is in the height of bhakti, chanting the Lord's name. And on one such occasion, one boy, instead of looking at the god, he's looking at his wife, Hemamba. This boy's name is Dhanurdasa, and that wife is Hemamba. Both of them are in the procession, but this Dhanurdasa is looking at Hemamba. And so Ramanujacharya asks him, why are you looking at her? Then so Dhanurdasa says, she has got the most beautiful pair of eyes I have seen in the world. I cannot take my eyes away from her, he says. So Ramanuja gives him a challenge. Okay, if I show you a more beautiful pair of eyes, will you become my disciple? Dhanurdasa says, okay, fine. And then the next evening during Aarti time, he is asked to come to the sanctum sanctorum of the Lord. And there the Aarti of this Lord is done, this Ananta Padmanabha, the Aarti is done. And then when the Aarti, it's a very beautiful process which happens in the temple, because the Lord is lying, and every part of his body is being lit by the lamp. So when the lamp comes near the eyes, Aarti comes near the eyes, it's called the divine glow. And Ramanuja says, now look, what do you think of these eyes? And this Dhanurdata is smitten. He says, yes, nothing is more beautiful than the eyes of the Lord. So this is another prescription given by Mahatmas. When you are overcome by any sort of vasana, you imagine your Ishtadevata in front of you and do dhyana. That will rid you of all these unnecessary thoughts. That is what is it. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkha, Doshanu, Darshana. When you have the darshana of the Lord in front of you, all the doshas from me are washed away. So, this is what, this sensual pleasure is in dosha only. So, that is the prescription given by Mahatmas. So, one more shloka. How should I get rid of all these vasanas? Keyam Gita Nama Sahasram, Dhyeyam Shripati Rupam Ajasram, Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam, Deyam Dina Janaya Cha Vittam. Just give away all your wealth to the needy people. Be in satsanga. That's all we need to do, simple things. The solutions are very simple. Just listen to the Gita. If you cannot chant, just play it and listen to it. Look at the form of the Ishtadevata that will remove some dosha from you. Sajjana Sangha. Have Sajjana Sangha. And give away excess of your will. Do Upayoga rather than Bhoga. Simple things, right? So this stanza is attributed to another disciple of Shankara called Sumatir. Sumatir. So we have seen these two verses, I think, only today. What is the bottom line? What is the bottom line? What have we understood from this today is, again, we come to an anecdote so that we understand what is being told here. Once, Kubera, the Lord of Wealth, he had a desire to invite Ganesha and give him food. I want to feed Ganesha, was his desire. And he comes and tells Shiva, please send your son. I want to give him food. I want him to be guest at my palace. Shiva says, okay, go. Ganesha is happy. Wherever food is there, so he goes. And Ganesha, but Shiva wants Kubera. Huh? Are you sure you have enough food with you to satiate my son's hunger? Kubera says, of course, I'm Kubera. I'm the master. I have all the wealth of the world is with me. Said, okay, go. Ganesha goes and he eats and eats and eats and eats and eats. Give me more, give me more, give me more, give me more. Hare Bapre, from where shall I get more food? His khajana is empty, his kingdom is empty, all the kitchens are empty, all the, what do you call them? Is eating, Ganesha. And Kubera says, okay, there must be a message in it for me somewhere. And he says, Ganesha, I'm sorry, Ganesha. I could not satiate your hunger. Come, let's go back to your home, okay? Your mother will give you something, then you eat, go. And so he takes Ganesha back to Kailasa and tells him, Shiva, please take your son back. I don't know what to give him. Then Shiva laughs and he gives him a fistful of poha, avulaki. Ganesha, take. And Ganesha has that avulaki and he says, now my tummy is okay. I'm full. So what does it mean? It means this avulaki, what Shiva gave, is the Mahavakya. What is it? Bhaja Govindam. Tattvamasi. Unless I have that realization, nothing of the world is my hunger. The Mahatmas say that each and every worldly desire is a distorted form of mumukshutva. Get that? Mumukshutva is what? Desire for liberation. So in pursuit of that liberation, I do hundreds of things in the world, which is not going to help. What I need is this Mahavakya from an enlightened master. You are that. You are Satchidananda. If you want Jnana, that is what. But here Shankaracharya is telling that all you need is to do is Bhaja Govindam. That's all. That will make you happy. That will satiate your hunger. That's what is being said. One more. We see the picture of a peacock. Peacock. So in Ramana Maharshi's ashrama, once this beautiful Rangoli was put. Ramana stands there and he looks at it and he admires it. Oh, so beautiful, wonderful. Then the one who has put the Rangoli is waiting for, some word of encouragement or appreciation directly from Ramana. And he looks at that person and says, it's the same Shraddha. If he had shown in asking, who am I, would have been liberated. See, if we go to Ramana with all these things, he will say that only, no? His teaching is drop every other thing and go behind this question, who am I, who am I, who am I? Say, don't waste your energies in all these other stuff. Again, this is not to condemn people who put good Rangoli or who got beautiful talents. Along with that, add that little poha, just have that, just be aligned with the teaching. That will embellish our Rangolis even more. Drop each and every worldly pursuit and involve in spiritual practice. This is the message given by all the masters. No one will dilute this teaching for us just to make us happy. No. Another anecdote about what? About who? This is the great master called Allama Prabhu. Allama Prabhu. So during his time, there was one very, sattvic person called Siddharama. This Siddharama used to build temples. His passion was to build temples. All the gods used to build temples, spend all his money. He was doing upayoga of his money. And he was building temples. And see, that building temple is a huge economic activity. He is employing a lot of people also, isn't it? So in this way, he is spending his time building temples and all that. And so he gathers a lot of punya, naturally. When that happens, when my punya reaches a certain level, the guru will enter my life. That is what the scriptures say. Shastras say that. And so this Allama Prabhu comes into his life. How does he come? He just wanders into the, into the house near the street of this Siddharama and asks, where is this Vaddarama? Vaddarama, not Siddharama, Vaddarama. Where is this mason called Rama? He asks. So all the building temple activity that he's doing, this great master Allama Prabhu, he considers it as mere masonry. He's just building temples. Come to the real stuff. I will teach you. So that's what the master does. He holds us by the hands and tells us, Bhaja Govindam. That is the bottom line which Acharya is telling us in verse after verse after verse in this beautiful work. Do what all you're doing, you do. But don't forget this Bhaja Govindam. And so, after these verses, let us take a look at some of the objections. Purva Paksha, it is called. Objections. People have a lot of objections to this Bhaja Govindam. Means, just do this puja, dhyana, japa and all that. People have objections. Why? God does not answer my prayers is one of the problems people have. Most of us would have gone through that phase in life, I feel. Why should I pray to God? He doesn't answer me. Again, the scriptures say this is an invalid objection. Why? Because don't you go to sleep every day? Deep sleep. In deep sleep, what happens in deep sleep? God is hugging you. They say. God hugs you in deep sleep. He hugs Hitler also. He hugs a young baby also. He hugs, the greatest philanthropist also, the greatest sinner also. Is he not, impartial? How can you accuse God of being partial? He is not. Everybody, he is giving the same experience in deep sleep and merging with you. Or you are merging. He is allowing you to merge with him. Samoham sarva bhuta bhuteshu, he says. Name dveshati na priya. No, I don't hate anyone nor do I love anyone excessively. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. The deep sleep experience, one experience is enough to prove that God loves everyone. Oh, in that case, why can't I see him? Because you're not accessing, no. Access the love within. You're not doing it. You have to go down and tell him, in the beginning we saw, where is God hiding? In my heart. Have you gone and said hello to him? I haven't done that. Isn't it? That's why he says, I am accessible to those, ye bhajantu mam bhaktya, when you're with great love and devotion, when you address me, when you say hi to me, I will also say hi to you. When you offer yourself to me, I will offer myself to you. Simple. He is there all the time, waiting. And it is not true that he doesn't answer my prayers, because there are 4 ways he answers. It says, First he says tathastu. If I'm lucky, he says whatever my prayer, he might say yes, I'll get it. Second one, he says no, I won't give you. That's also an answer. So when you say he will not answer my prayers, it is wrong. He's answering. He said no. That's an answer. If you can't take no for an answer, what can I do? Why that no comes? For various reasons. The no might come. The third answer is wait. Not yet. Whatever you're asking for right now, this is not the right time. I'll give you later. That is also an answer. And the fourth answer he gives is, here is something better, take. I don't even know what to ask for. And he gives me something better. So these are the ways in which God answers my prayers. I'm sure all of us have experienced this earlier in our lives at any point of time. That we have waited for something, and something beyond our imagination comes and falls into our lap. Or sometimes when no is an answer, we are happy. Thank God he didn't give that. Thank God I missed the train, which met with an accident. All this is there. So, God doesn't answer my prayers is not valid. Another objection is, my life is full of problems. I cannot meditate. I'm too busy dealing with my problems. For that, the masters, the enlightened people, they tell us, convert the calamities into opportunities. How? When you have a calamity, when you have a problem in life, that is when the ego is very, very, very strong, isn't it? I, me, my problem. That I is very strong. When the ego is very strong, catch hold of it, is what the acharyas tell us. They say, no matter what, no matter how harsh the circumstances, no matter how much suffering you're undergoing, set aside some time for meditation, some japa, some anushtana in your life. Set aside some time. Okay? You might not want to meditate at all that day. Too many problems. I cannot. But still, at that time, lock yourself in a time, 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. or 8 a.m. or 6 a.m., whatever. That time, just sit. See, this man in this picture is just sitting. He is not able to meditate. But the instruction by his master is, just sit there. You have decided to do one nama japa. Maybe it will take 10 minutes. One japa mala, 10 minutes. You sit in this place for 10 minutes. If you cannot do japa, don't worry. Just sit there. Waste time. But during that time, don't devote that time to anything else. So this is how we can develop that muscle of discipline. No matter what the circumstance, I will sit there at this specific time and I will do my nama japa. If I cannot do, I will just sit there and waste time. That is the advice given by these our masters. Slowly, we develop that muscle and it will become a vasana. So these are some of the points that I wanted to share today. One more, just last point before we finish this particular line of thought. So some people say, I cannot Bhaja Govindam because I don't believe in a God with form. The picture here we are seeing is Master Mahashay. Who is he? He is Sri Yam, who is the biographer of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Gospel of Ramakrishna Kathamrita. This Master Mahashay, when he came to Ramakrishna, he was just a 27, 28-year-old, and he was a devotee of the Brahmo Samaj. He was a disciple of that line of thought. These Brahmo Samaj people, they don't believe in God with form. So when he met Ramakrishna, completely opposite. Kali. He's seeing Kali, he's talking to Kali, he's dancing with Kali. So this Master Mahashai, he cannot, reconcile to this. He's coming from a completely different background. One day he comes late to satsang at Ramakrishna's satsang. So Ramakrishna asks him, where were you? So he says, there was a meeting at the Brahmo Samaj, I was there. So he says, then he tells, I cannot worship this god of form. It's not in my DNA. So Ramakrishna's solution to him is very, very, very simple. He said, don't go to such places. You hang around with me. Then you will get all the devotion that you need. This Ramakrishna is full of such simple solutions. He's saying, there is a God. You can meditate on a God with form. If you cannot, you're hanging out with the wrong company. Don't do it. You come and hang out with me. That's a simple solution that Ramakrishna is giving. So beautiful. And Ramakrishna says, as a grihastha, this Mahashaya was a grihastha. Grihasthas have a lot of, desires in them. They have to earn money. They have their family to care for. They have a lot of attachments. It is very natural. So it's not like you're a sannyasi, you have left everything and gone and devoted yourself to God. As a grihastha, Ramakrishna cautions us, you have to catch hold of God. Because only God can rescue you from karma phala. You're doing a lot of karma, no? You have, you're engaged in karma all the time. The only way you can rescue yourself is Bhaja Govindam. So, these are all the objections which are shot down by our scriptures to continue with Bhaja Govindam. So, let us continue with this on the next occasion. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Great opportunity you gave me to be speaking on these elevated topics. I don't know how to express my gratitude, really. Thank you so much, Vani and Vasu. You please, yes, I think this will do for the day.